Hey yo, what's up guys? It's your boy back again with a new video. Hopefully today you guys are all doing well. It is Wednesday, so we go through all our key matchups of the weekend, all the teams, who I think is going to win every game, and then reveal my fantasy team. Quick shout out to every single one of you that have been subscribing on the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm pretty sure we cracked 100 subs last night, then went back to like 97 subs, but either way, I'm going to take it as a win. We cracked 100 subs. I can't believe it. Thank you so much to everyone that's been clicking on the video, liking and subscribing. Really appreciate every single one of you. There has been a couple of key changes to my team in fantasy, so we're going to have to check that out at the end of the video. It won't be too long, boys. This is going to be rapid fire all the way through the weekend, then you get to see my team, and comment down below what changes you would make, what you would be thinking of. But yeah, let's get straight into the video. So first game of the weekend, we got the Sharks versus Seagulls, and in this one, key matchups are Nico Hines versus DC. Both been playing amazing at the moment. I think the Sharks are going to win this one. I think overall, I think they're a bit too gritty for the Seagulls, but I believe that the Seagulls will get better with the grind of the contest more so to the end of the year. So not too down on the Seagulls fans, but I think the Sharks will do use on this one. Next game of the weekend, we got the Broncos versus the Doggies, and my key matchup in this is Reynolds versus Flanagan. Also key in, we have Tamari Martin starting at fullback, so I can't wait to see how he goes. Haven't seen him play for a couple of years now, like legit 5 or 6 years. I think it's something like crazy, but it's good to see him back, and maybe even getting a crack at the 5'8" role later on. Maybe, you know, he could be the halves pairing with Reynolds, but he'll be good for this showing. And I think I got the Broncos in this one still. I think the Doggies still need a little bit more time, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Doggies do them in this one. Next game of the weekend, we got the Cowboys versus Titans, and my key matchups of this game is Tino versus Big Taumalolo, and I think that's going to be a crazy matchup. Tino's been playing amazing at the moment, and Taumalolo, he's starting to get back into form the way he used to anyway. So like, you know, 250 meters last game, that's amazing for a guy that's only playing, I think, about 50 minutes a game. So you know, Peyton's starting to figure out how to use him properly, and we're seeing the rewards for it with the Cowboys playing really well. In this game, I think the Cowboys might be able to do it. I think the Titans' attack's going to be awesome. It's the key in that could happen is Jaden Campbell's been named in reserves. Maybe he needs another week, but you know, if he plays, maybe I sway to the Titans, but I think the Cowboys are good enough. Next game of the weekend, we got the Tigers versus the Rabbits. My key matchup in this one is Luciano Leilua versus Jai Arrow. I think that's going to be a good matchup, mainly because Luciano is starting to get put through in good positions to score tries and that, as we saw last week, and that Tigers team is starting to come back up. The Rabbits, Jai Arrow is sort of that key gritty piece that is going to try and shut down Luciano, and I can't wait to see that matchup. It could get real fiery. I got the Rabbits in this one, but if the Tigers turn up the way they did last week, I think they're going to put on a contest, so I'm excited to see this game. Next game of the weekend, we got the Knights versus the Eels, and in this one, my key matchup is Ponga versus Gutho. So two amazing fullbacks in this game. I think the Knights are going to be able to do this. I think they need to bounce back somewhere, and I think this could be the game. But then again, I can't see the Eels get bounced back on twice in a row. So this one's a 50-50 game for me. Like, the only way I'm swaying the Knights is because they need to bounce back, and I think the Eels are a better team at the moment. But fuck, it's going to be tough. I'm going to go to the Eels just to stay safe. You know, that's probably the smartest decision or whatever. But I can see a way that the Knights, if they play a little bit better than what they did last week, maybe they could get it done, but who knows. So I got the Eels. Next game, we got the Panthers versus the Raiders, and then my key matchup in this game is Jack Whiten versus Jerome Luai. I think that's going to be an amazing matchup. Jack Whiten, really amazing defensively and got a crazy good running game on him. Luai is just all over the park, everywhere. He's always damaging, and I'm excited to see this matchup. In this game, I got the Panthers winning. I think the Panthers are going to be too good, especially if the Raiders... I can see the Raiders trying to bounce back on the Panthers, but the way the Panthers have been playing at the moment, it's really tough to snag a win, especially at Bluebet Stadium in Penrith. I think the Panthers will do it. So first game of the ANZAC Monday, we got the Dragons versus the Roosters. And my key matchup in this one is two decent key matchups. We got Joey Manu versus Moses Suli. Basically, Joey Manu is also not just one of the best attacking centers in the comp. As I saw last week, I think he's one of the best defensive centers in the comp. He shut down Pompey with that. Pompey, as I said in the last video, he loves using that goosey to the outside, hit that palm on the right hand or left hand palm, either one, to try and pump on the outside, and then he'll either shift to the winger or dummy and go. And Joey Manu shut that down every day of the week. So I see him doing the same thing for Sully. So if you got Sully in your fantasy team, don't expect a massive score because Joey Manu is a beast. And then the other matchup I got Zach Lomax versus Momorowski. Obviously, Momorowski has been known for be a really good defensive center, other than against Katoni, but who's really good at defending Katoni when he's in that mood. And Lomax is one of the best attacking centers in the comp. Like, he can put his winger through anywhere. It's just whether Ravalawa can hold on to the ball and score the try. In this game, I got the Roosters. I don't really see it going any other way. I think the Dragons had that great win last week, and I think they'll be happy with it. I don't know if they'll be able to go back-to-back against a team like the Roosters. I think the Roosters might be too good for them in this one. And last game for the ANZAC Monday, we got the Storm versus the Warriors. And my key matchup in this one is definitely Big AFB versus Big Nelson. I can't wait to see that. It's two heavyweights of the comp. Nelson's been like amazing, like real damaging player. AFB's probably been one of the informed front rowers in the comp at the moment. So it's going to be a crazy good matchup in that. As I said, I'm a massive Warriors fan, so I'm going to go with the Warriors in this one. But, you know, anyone else, man, pick the Storm. It is what it is. I think we're going to turn up pretty well. I hope we just turn up exactly how we turn up against the Roosters and just try to play a bit more consistent to start that second half and really bring it home. So hopefully we do them. You know, the Storm have been on a decent winning streak at the moment, and I hope we're the team to pip them off. So, as you can see, we got a couple of decent changes to my fantasy squad. So we're going to quickly run through my team and how we're going to perform on the weekend, I expect anyway. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So my wing fullback positions, we got Teddy, we got Stephen Crichton, we got Nico Hines. So obviously the big out on this one, I've pushed Xavier Coates to either the bench or maybe push him to emergency, either one of the two. I think I just want to see a little bit more out of Xavier. Unfortunately, he is just a winger in a Storm system that there are so many other people that pick up big points there in fantasy, and Xavier's going to be a killer player, and I think he's been playing amazing. I think he just hasn't been getting that the fantasy points that, you know, we all kind of want and need. So I thought Stephen Crichton, I'm giving him another chance, definitely at that wing fullback position, because I can deal with a decent, okay wing fullback like that's scoring 29 and that. I can't deal with a center that's going to be like that, especially when there's centers like Jack Bird. You know, because he's a dual player, and Ewan Aiken, Zach Lomax, I was looking at him as well. There's a couple other players there that score really decently, and they also goal kick. There's so much more to their game. Unless you're like a player like Isaac Tago that breaks tackles all the time, and they always attack that edge with the Panthers. They sometimes attack Crichton's edge, but mostly off that edge, they hit short to Liam Martin, or they'll go kicks to around that side. But yeah, excited to have him in my wing fullback position there. And Nico Hines, you know, after coming off a good week last week, I expect more out of him there. Will Penasini and Tago as my centre pairings. Penasini had an amazing game last week, so he's back in my lineup. And just the way I switched everything around, I think I put him there, and Tago, he's been the informed centre for me all season, so I'm excited to have him in my squad. I loved having him from the start, so. Both halves pairing, I'm sticking strong with Snyder. Hopefully he continues to hold down that spot until Fogarty comes back. Hopefully Ricky doesn't change too much of him, because I thought he's been playing amazing for a rookie to start the year and in a team that's already been inconsistent. So it's not really up to him. You know what I mean? Like, and there's one thing about Ricky too. He ended up dropping Chance and putting Rapana at fullback. That's such a weird decision. For me, like, that wasn't where you guys went wrong. It's really tough for that, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm not a coach, so I don't know as much as him, but, you know, it is what it is. And Cleary, obviously, one of the best halves in the comp, maybe the best half in the comp, so got to keep him there as a captain. My edges, we got Nanai and Liam Martin, both been playing decently at the moment. Nanai is a young player, so he's going to be up and down. I expect that out of him. But he has got a fantasy type of game, so even in his like lowest sort of games, he's still scored around 37. That's not too bad. Liam Martin's actually having a decent season this season. Been hitting those short balls off. If Yo would push an out back ball to Cleary, and he'll sweep and even hit really, really short with Liam Martin. And I've seen a couple of tries this year where that's exactly what's happened. So, Martin, I expect you to keep that spot this year. I'm definitely holding on to you. My mids, we got AFB. We got Payne Haas back off suspension. I'm excited to have him back, man. If I had him in the team last week, maybe we're looking at a close to 900 score, so that would have been amazing. And Kurt, man, he didn't play that well last week, but, you know, this week I expect more out of him. He's been an amazing player for me lately. I was thinking about maybe moving him to halves and Snyder to the bench and then figuring that sort of thing out, but, you know, we'll move on to that later on in the year. Coming around Origin time, I feel sturdy with a lot of players in the squad, because I feel like I'm only going to be dropping a couple of players out of this team, so I'm excited. And then the hooker, I'm staying sturdy, as we all know. Randall, he's been the best budget hooker of the comp at the moment. And then coming into around origin period or after origin period, when those big boys stand up, or even when Brayley comes back off injury, I'm going to be switching him out. So, but I love his work. You know, he's up to 588k. I'm pretty sure I got him for like 300k. Easy day. Reserves bench, we got Hetherington, Tuolungi, Max King, and Xavier Coates. So as I said, Xavier Coates on my bench. I'm going to leave him there for the moment until he scores pretty decently, and maybe chuck him back in, or maybe even look at, you know, trading him out. We'll have to see how we go with that one. King, Tuolungi, and Hetherington are people that I'm going to be really sticking with for most of the season, I reckon. Hetherington, he's getting that starting role now, and I feel like a couple of defensive lapses, but that is what it is. That whole Broncos team hasn't been performing amazingly at the moment. They've been performing well for like parts of the game, but not all game. Tuolungi's been performing really nicely, and Max King's been one of the best buys this year to start the season if you had him in your team. My emergencies, I'll push Pane out to the bench until I see a little bit more out of him. Cooler, you know, he got dropped again for Harper. I didn't expect that. I was expecting him to keep that role, but, you know, it is what it is. You never know what Desi's going to do. Walters, he's getting that number 14 for the Broncos, so I can't really have him in emergency. I think he's going to score well, and I hope he does, like, keep his price really high, and then I might sell him off later on. And then Wishart, I'm going to keep him till around origin period, because that's where he's going to get the game time, and we'll have to see how we go. A couple of players I have been looking at outside of all this that I'll be waiting for maybe. But as I said, I'm holding a lot of trades to around the origin period where injuries, all that things can happen. And especially with players like Payne Haas, Teddy, Cleary, that are all going to be definites for the Blues squad. Going to be looking around them. So yeah, hopefully you have a decent weekend in the fantasy. Hope you guys have a decent weekend in the fantasy as well. Comment down below how your team's been going. You know, I love all the comments, the feedback. You know, that all helps me to grow at the moment. And yeah, hopefully we you know, continue on with a decent streak at the moment and continue to keep winning games in our head-to-heads, stay in the top of the comp. And I really expect to hopefully be around the 25,000 overall ranks. Last week got the 8,000 and round 7 rank, so maybe if we can keep up the high 800 scores, we can be all goods. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the content. Be back again next week. We're going to be reviewing the weekend and all that sort of stuff. The same thing every week, boys. Like and subscribe, hitting the notifications if you want to know when all my videos are coming live. And appreciate you guys. Thank you. Peace out.